Hey gang, and thanks for joining us for another Kickstarter conniption. Today we're going to be doing an overview of the game 5G.
And as always, we want to make you aware that this video is sponsored in part by our Kickstarter backers and by the creators of this game.
Hey guys, and thanks for joining us at Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Apprentice Dan, and today we're going to do an overview of the game 5G by 3X Game Studio. It's a 2 to 6 player worker placement resource management game where you and your friends are trying to build cell towers to generate 5G orders, complete 5G orders, and spread 5G wireless across the globe.
We were able to get our hands on this prototype copy, so let's take a look at how it's played.
Place the game board in the middle of the table and give each player their own player board, tokens, and equipment recipe card.
At the beginning of each round, each player receives operations cards which they can choose to purchase and use during the round, giving them special abilities and advantages.
On their turn, players send workers to purchase industrial resources as well as innovations.
You can send them to research and development, where you'll spend your innovations to roll dice and upgrade various technologies. Once you've upgraded a technology high enough, you can then level up that tech on your personal player board.
Workers may also acquire data terminal equipment, which will boost your data within a specific industry scene.
Sending a worker to the infrastructure, security, and installation sections allow you to gain tiles that you put onto your player board. The more tiles you have, the higher you'll be able to score when fulfilling orders.
Finally, workers can be sent to the connection and system section, gaining more tiles to put on your board. These tiles will grant you the ability to fulfill higher level orders.
Once all workers have been placed, players take turns building cell towers and data storage units by paying the necessary resources.
Players then take turns choosing which order they want to fulfill from their allowed choices. Tally up all the data they've produced, and then they head to the project implementation phase.
In the game, you'll get a chance to launch the projects by flicking a disc towards one of the 3 gates. The various modifiers involved come from how well you've upgraded your infrastructure, security, and installation.
Then you'll add your total data points together and receive money equal to the reward level.
Play continues until the group has completed a total of 10 level 4 orders, then the player with the most money at the end of the game wins. 5G is a sprawling worker placement game where you have opportunities to upgrade everything you can imagine in order to try and get that 5G coverage. You're going to be playing a game over several rounds that you don't actually know how many it's going to be until you get into the game, because you've got to get those level 4 cards completed in order to mark and finish off the game.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on. Just the fact that you have to go get innovation to take it to R&D to upgrade your own level so that you can have a better chance of having more data in there. There's just a lot happening all at once. But once you get into it, it makes a lot of sense. It flows. You've got that big board with just, I think, sensory overload maybe the first time you see it. But it seems to be done well.
Right, all the iconography seem to make sense as you've got the different things on the board that match the different things on your personal board that you're trying to upgrade in the game. The flicking mechanic in the game is an interesting little twist. I felt like at first it was going to potentially deter all the hard work I had done, but in reality, actually, if you do all the numbers work up front, you don't have to rely on the gates really, but they do give you some nice potential bonuses that you can score if you've got that dexterity capability.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it kind of mirrors that real life. You've done all the work and you're sending a project to launch, but you don't know how that thing's going to go. It could go one way or another. So they've kind of tried to implement a lot of those real life scenarios into the game.
The game does feature those cards that you start with at the beginning of each round. They give you a lot of potential flexibility in your strategy, because you may draw a card that's really powerful and it helps push you in one direction or the other for the round, because you might be able to gain extra bonus points if you are able to complete a specific thing or go to one of the other areas. Those types of things can kind of help guide you as you make decisions in the game. You do have a lot of choices to make out on the board, but when it boils down to is basically take your cool little mouse icon worker thing, place it where you need to, put as many out as you need to be able to fulfill the requirements, and then collect those updates, update your board so that you're able to collect those higher paying cards each round at the end of the round.
Yeah, the components look pretty cool. This is a prototype, but just the fact that you've got these little cell towers that you can stick out there, that just provides a nice aesthetic to it. And then the other thing with the workers, some games I feel like it's this agonizing choice of, oh no, is it okay for me to spend one worker over here? You do have 9 workers, and you are stuck with, okay, I can't do everything every turn or every round. And some of the spaces only require 1 worker, but if you're the second person to go there, you have to spend 2 or maybe 3. So a lot of different choices that you're faced with as you play the game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the game experience feels like with different player counts, because I felt like, at least in a 2-player game, you had plenty of mice workers to go around. I think that would get tighter as those spaces were disappearing with more players. It'll be interesting. Definitely check out their Kickstarter campaign. It is a prototype game that we're looking at here, but the components seem pretty sharp. I'm sure it'll look even better on the Kickstarter campaign, and it'll be interesting to see what all they have going on and what they have to offer.
Yeah, so if this looks like something you would enjoy, as Will said, check it out, and be sure to subscribe to Tantrum House, like this video, and come back for more board gaming content. And as always, this game is not what I wanted to say. Worker placement,
and other things.
I had that and then it disappeared. Yeah.
Is it data or data? Because you said one and I said the other.
Oh, really? I don't think it matters, does it?
Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know.
Tell us in the comments. Data, data. Which one? Are they the same?